Hey, my Padawans. Happy Thursday night. Hope you guys are doing good. Comic-Con started today, not counting preview night. Comic-Con 2025. And I've been sort of anxious and sort of angry. Like, why am I not at Comic-Con? Right? I should be at Comic-Con. God damn it. But I'm not there. I'm not at Comic-Con. And I gotta tell you a little bit of the history. I am a Comic-Con attendee, Comic-Con expert, Comic-Con employee. I've done it all. I've been going to Comic-Con since 1988. So when it comes to Comic-Con, I'm a veteran of goddamn Comic-Con. And why I haven't been there in years really bothers me. And I don't understand what the hell is going on. I don't know if it's me, that I've grown older, or I don't know if it's the Comic-Con, the way they run it now, the way it's managed. I think it's the Comic-Con, and I think it's the city. I think it's the fault of the city. But let me, I don't want to get too emotional and too stressed out. I wanted to be at Comic-Con this year, but they make it so hard, so difficult. And again, a little bit of the history. I started going in 1988. When I started going to Comic-Con, the attendance numbers was like 20,000 people. Granted, the convention center in downtown San Diego was half of what it is now. It's been expanded over the years. Now, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, if you guys never been to Comic-Con International, it's the biggest in the world. And the reason it started out, I guess I'm going back to the backtracking here. It started with Star Wars in '77 when they were promoting it at the Grand Hotel. So Star Wars had a huge influence in creating Comic-Con in San Diego. And then in the 80s and in the 90s, it became international. It's the number one cultural phenomenon, Comic-Con in the world. It is. I'm not gonna lie, okay? But I'm just giving you sort of a history. Star Wars had a lot to do with the creation of Comic-Con. And then you got a lot of other cities doing Comic-Cons now. You have like New York, wannabe Comic-Con. You got Chicago, wannabe Comic-Con. You got all kinds of Comic-Cons that are fake, right? This is the original one. And again, I started going since 1988. And I went for many years through the end of the 80s, through the 90s, through the 2000s. I worked Comic-Con. I worked photography. I worked press. I worked the machines. I worked the lines. I worked the Eisner Awards. I know the people there. And if you watch, earlier I was watching the Big Bang Theory. If you watch the Big Bang Theory, basically, Chuck Lorre, the guy, the creator, went to Comic-Con. I saw him there. He was writing all this stuff down. Those characters are us. That's us. Those characters in the Big Bang Theory. The characters in Fanboys, the poster that I have back here, signed by the cast, the director, and everybody. It all started at Comic-Con. And back in the day, it wasn't cool to go to Comic-Con. We used to be called idiots and nerds and fools. And we got bullied for years for going to Comic-Con. But things have changed. Now it's cool. Now if you're like a geek, you know, if you're into movies, if you're into books, you know, superhero movies, you're cool now. It's like you don't get bullied for being cool, for liking all this stuff now. Now everybody likes Star Wars now, right? But when you used to go to Comic-Con, we used to have wars. There was wars between Trekkies and Star Wars fans, all right? And there was duels, there was fights, it was crazy. It was crazy back in the 90s, early 90s, mostly from like the end of the 80s through the 90s, earlier 2000s. Why don't I go anymore? Well, what happened was you used to be able to go to a Comic-Con early in the morning, standing line, sort of like buying concert tickets, and you would just wait in line, and they would open the doors at 8 in the morning, and you would go and get your ticket, and it was easy because there was like, I guess the attendance was like 30,000, and then it grew to 40,000, and then 50,000. But what happened in the early 2000s, they went to the digital crap line where you have to buy the tickets online at a set date. Usually it's a Saturday, like at 10 a.m. or something. I think it's like Saturday 10 a.m. And you log in, and then you wait in this line for 300,000, 400,000 people now. I'm talking about now. The attendance is like 300,000 people now. And you can't get a ticket. If you don't get into the digital line, you don't get a ticket. And then the tickets are ridiculous. I mean, when I started going, the tickets were $20. Okay, $20, $25. Now they're $280, almost $300 for 4 days. And they sell out like in 10 minutes. And I'm talking of the 4-day pass with the preview night. You could get a ticket on a Sunday, but nobody goes on a Sunday. Everybody goes home on Sunday. The celebrities are gone. Everybody's out. Okay, everybody leaves early. They even close, I think, at 5 on Sunday. So you got to be there on preview night. You got to be there Wednesday at night. Okay. I can tell you so many stories about Comic-Con. I met the cast of Star Trek. Okay, I met Arnold Schwarzenegger, Nicolas Cage, Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, you know, Jack Black. I talked to Jack Black. I can name like thousands of, you know, of course you've seen the picture of me and Mark Hamill. I've met Dave Filoni when he was promoting the Clone Wars. He gave me a poster. We talked for a long time. I've met the entire cast of Star Wars. I got a hug from Carrie Fisher. I've talked to David Prowse, the Darth Vader actor, for hours. Steve Sansweet, you know, the biggest collector in the world, Star Wars collector. I can just go on and on and on. I am what represents Comic-Con, and it really pisses me off that I'm not there. I'm not there. And so I'm questioning the reason I'm making this video, I'm questioning myself. Am I getting just too old for this shit? Am I getting just too old for this? The answer is no. No. They make it so difficult for people to get a ticket. You cannot get a hotel room anymore in downtown. And you know how I like to drink at night? How am I going to... I can't drink and drive. I have to stay in downtown if I'm going to go to the Comic-Con. I used to take the trolley, but that's really... It's still got to drive if you drink one beer. Or if you go to a party, there's always after parties at Comic-Con, especially Friday night. Tomorrow night is Saturday night. I used to stay up until 3 in the morning at the pavilion on the top. They have movies until 3 in the morning. The awards on Saturday night. The events, the meetings. I used to meet with the Star Wars, San Diego Star Wars Society. So this is like an all-week event of day and night. And you have to stay downtown. You have to. But now, when I say now, I'm talking maybe going back 10 years. The studios took over downtown. They took over everything. They give each studio member, like an actor, like a producer, like even a guy that installs stuff for the studio, he gets 4 free passes for his family. All right? And the hotels, they give all the rooms to the studios. Sony gets the rooms, you know, DC, Marvel, Legendary, you know, whoever is promoting the movie, they basically book all the hotels in downtown. So you have to pay, if you do get a room, you have to pay like $800 to $1,000 a night. So that's $4,000 for going to Comic-Con just to stay in downtown. Because going back and forth from Comic-Con to your house, it's impossible. You know, because you're buying all this stuff and you have all these bags and, you know, all these freebies and people give you shit, and you can't do that. It's impossible. Now, could I go maybe Sunday? Yes, but I'm not going to do that. It's a waste of time. And to be real, I really don't care that much anymore about these celebrities. The signing autograph hall is disgusting. It's a joke. Mark Hamill's charging $500 a signature. $500. Like actors that you don't even know who the hell they are, they're charging like $80, $100. And now they charge you to take a picture with them, so that's an extra $200. Get out of here. The event coordinators, whoever, I think it's, can't remember the name, but I know that the autograph section is official pics, you know. And the last time I got an autograph was Billy D. Williams in Anaheim. I think it was Anaheim or Orlando. But that's something also that happened that threw me off Comic-Con. I started going to the Star Wars celebrations. And when I started going to the Star Wars celebrations, I got cut out of the yearly membership at Comic-Con. Because if you stop going a year, they kind of put you in back of the line, right? So that's not fair. So I didn't go a year or two because I went to Florida for the Star Wars thing. I went to Chicago. I went to the other celebrations in LA because I was more focused on Star Wars. And that's what happened. They pretty much want you to go every year, be dedicated. So if you miss a year, you're like put in the back of the line. It's not fair. Okay. Also, again, the room and the tax, the city rips you off. Parking is like $40 a day. The tickets are like $300. The worst part is the lines are 6 to 12 hours for Hall H. And a lot of people probably don't know what the hell I'm talking about. They've never been to Comic-Con. They don't have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you do, let me know. Subscribe and leave me a comment. Hall H is just a big room with thousands of chairs and a panel where they promote the biggest movies, okay? So I watched a lot of panels. I remember being at the panel with Ridley Scott, I think for Prometheus. I remember that one very well. I was at all the panels for the Star Wars, of course. I was at the panels for Terminator. I think it was at Salvation, I think. I was at the panel for I remember going back as far as the what was that? Street Fighter panel, the Mortal Kombat panel, the Star Trek panel. When I say panel, that means all the actors show up and people they talk about the upcoming movie that usually it's going to come out next year. I think I was at the first Iron Man panel. I can't remember. There were so many. But what I'm saying is back in the day, you would be able to go walk in and walk out. Now you have to wait in line for like 12 hours just to go see actors talk about the movie and promote the movie and try to sell the movie. And maybe it is my age, but I just really don't need to be sold a movie. These days, I can just tell by the trailer if I'm going to like the movie. I can just tell. So it's a big turnoff. I don't care about the movie. I just don't care that much about superhero movies anymore. They ruined it for me. Marvel ruined it for me. I stopped watching Marvel movies after Iron Man 2. I just had enough. I just couldn't do it. I'm a comic book guy. I know the comics. And I just don't care about Marvel. They ruined. Well, I mean, there are a lot of people that like. A lot of people are gonna go see the Fantastic Four. Okay, the new Fantastic Four. I always loved the Fantastic Four, the comic book. Okay, from the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. And they had this other Fantastic Four movie that nobody saw. It's been horrible. I'm not gonna lie, I may see this Fantastic Four movie because Galactus actually shows up. That's like something that I've been waiting for 30 years. Like, where the fuck is Galactus? They teased it in the other in the old movie. So that's sort of interesting, but I just don't care about Marvel anymore. And I've been wanting to go see the Superman movie. I wanted to go see it tonight, but I don't feel so good. I think I got a temperature. I'm hot. I'm pissed. Why am I not at Comic-Con? What is wrong? And I'm just trying to, maybe I'm doing my own brainstorming. Maybe I want to know why I don't care that much about Comic-Con. Why? What happened to Comic-Con? What is going on? What is happening? Right? And well, another thing is that I don't really need a lot anymore. I already have a lot of the stuff that I really want. But it is cool to go grab some cool stuff, But it's not that I have to go and buy, the new thing, because now everything's online. Like the Hasbro stuff, the Hasbro lab is online. So I don't have to go to Comic-Con and pay for a hotel room and pay for a ticket and stand in line for hours and hours just to get a toy. Because when I go to Comic-Con, I go for the collectibles. I go for the comics and the collectibles. I go to the dealer table. I'm not looking for any autographs. I'm not looking to meet any celebrity. I don't need to see the new movie that's coming out next year. So maybe it's just me. My focus is, Star Wars stuff and, comic books and stories and books. That's what I like. And then Disney has sort of ruined a lot of the lore of Star Wars. Disney has ruined a lot of shows. They have ruined the original trilogy with some of the sequels. Not everything is bad, okay? But anyway, I just thought I'd talk about this Comic-Con. Let me show you some of the cool stuff. I just got some items that I want to show you that I got over the years, and I think it's pretty cool. I try to find something that was here because I don't want to go into my storage. But this is neat because this says Comic-Con. So this is a Comic-Con, a lithograph. I don't know if you guys can see that. Now this is a lithograph for the Star Wars Blu-ray release. And they only made 1138 because, George Lucas's movie, THX 1138. And this is number, what number is it? This is number 82. So when you bought the Blu-ray at the convention center at the Comic-Con, and this is 2011, Comic-Con 2011, when you bought the Blu-ray set for Star Wars, they gave you a free lithograph. And if you don't know what a lithograph is, it's just a really cool sort of hard paper image. And here we have Anakin and Luke as pilots, and it's really premium. It's really, a lithograph is like a premium framed photograph, okay? And it's really cool. So I got this at Comic-Con 2011 because I did buy the Blu-ray set, and I think it was like $100 for the Blu-ray set. And this was the first time they were selling it, was at Comic-Con. And they gave me this really cool lithograph. So I gotta show you that. And then I just got another really I got this really cool face hugger. I don't know, just like sort of like a image thing, because when they released the Blu-ray, they were giving these away, and this is really cool. I always had it on my wall, but what I really like is this Comic-Con souvenir book from 1997, and it has the Dark Empire covers. As you can see, Comic-Con International. This is really old. This is from 1997, guys. And this is the artwork of Dave Dorman. And he's actually at Comic-Con because he was live. And I talked to Dave Dorman. He's the artist for Star Wars comics from Dark Horse. And this is the cover for the souvenir book from 1987. I just thought I'd show you that. And it has a lot of artwork inside. A lot of cool artwork. Okay, so it's not only a souvenir book, it also has really cool comic content. And so this is what you get when you buy the ticket and you go upstairs, and they give you this souvenir book, and it's premium, and it's really hard, and it has lasted me forever, and it's in mint condition. And actually I have two. The reason they're in mint condition is because I had them in a box for a long time. Now let me show you just another one, because I don't want to do this video forever. Now this is the one for 2012. Comic-Con souvenir book for 2012. As you can see right there, and got the Avengers on there. And I don't know, I got an advertisement for True Blood. I never saw it, but it does have, you know, some advertisements. You got Spawn right there. What is this? I don't know who that is. Love and the Trockets and the Rockets. Can't really see very well. Oh, this is really cool. It got a lot of artwork for the Avengers. This one is good. Check it out. I mean, I can't show you there's Spider-Man, and this is color. Usually, as you can see in '97, it was black and white, but all of this is color. So this book is a lot better than the '90s one. As you can see, all the artwork is color here. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you that one. This is from 2012, and the other one is from 1997. And I have a lot more. I have a stack of every year. You know, every year that I went, I have a stack of these books, because you got to collect the book when you go to Comic-Con, right? I mean, I don't know what else I can show you. I guess I'm just wanted to talk about Comic-Con and the reason I'm not there. And I hope it makes sense. If you've been to Comic-Con International, you know what I'm talking about. Now, if you've never been to Comic-Con, you should go. You know, if you got kids and they've never been to Comic-Con, take them, you know? But I don't know. I should be there, but I'm not. I even did like a little documentary on Comic-Con, and I've done shows on conventions and stuff like that. So I just feel like, I don't think I have changed. I think the times have changed. I think it has become so woke and so difficult to get along with people, and there's just too many people around. There's too many crowds, and now everybody's a fan of Star Wars, right? Like back in the day, it wasn't like, you know, it was maybe like 300 of us that like Star Wars. I'm talking about the 80s. Now it's like everybody that goes to Comic-Con likes Star Wars. 300,000 people like Star Wars now. You know, so the fan base, well, they're fake. They're not real fans. They're just fake Disney fans, okay? They're the fake Disneys. Because if you like Disney, you have to like everything Disney does. These people are like, you know, like robots, like, you know, drones, like, oh, Disney. You know, everything Disney makes, we got to like Disney, everything. You know, you can't criticize anything about Disney, the parks, the movies, or anything. Otherwise, you're called like a reject. You know, you're called homophobic. You know, you're called all these names. You're a Trumpster. You know, if you don't like anything Disney, you're like a right-wing, extremist or some bullshit. You know, they have names for everything. Like if I don't like a certain show of Star Wars, I'm the bad guy now. Okay, I'm like the bad guy now. So yeah, the times have changed. People have become they're crazier. There's a lot of Karens out there, you know, and you go to Comic-Con and whoa, it's just insane. The way people interact, the way people go after each other, all the drama. There's a lot of drama at Comic-Con. All these drama cat ladies will love it. You know, if you go over there and start fighting about a movie. I remember fighting about Star Wars with a lot of people. Getting into arguments. I'm saying fighting, I'm saying verbal fighting, okay? A lot of, debates, a lot of verbal jumbo and fighting. Like, no, yours is better. This movie is better. No, but that movie is better. But this actor is better. This actor is sort of a waste of time, but it could be fun, but it could be too much. It could get too much, especially in 1 week. So I was there for the Twilight movies. It was insane. It was like all these little girls running around with Twilight stuff. I was like, get out of my way, like all the talking about vampires. Everybody was talking about vampires that year. Vampires and werewolves. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm just here for Star Wars, right? But when you go there, don't expect, just to be about you. I mean, there's all these freaks. They got anime, manga, the little furry people, the crazy Trekkies, the Halo people, yeah, the gamers, the artists, everybody's insane. It's the most craziest place in the goddamn world, right? A lot of freaks go there. Now, I've never dressed up. I don't cosplay. I've never dressed up as Superman or Batman or nothing like that. Every time I used to go, I just wear like a t-shirt, my Comic-Con badge, a watch, and that's it. I'm pretty normal. Well, compared to the standards of the other freaks that go there. And I've been watching some of the footage, and it's getting crazy over there. Now they're talking about there's sex trafficking going on. Like, I've been seeing it in the news. There's sex trafficking. So, hey man, I don't think I'm gonna miss much. I'm just gonna get what I want online. I already ordered the Darth Vader TIE Fighter TIE Advanced online, and I ordered the Star Wars Cantina online. And it's just better to do it online, so you don't have to go. If you don't care about, like, if you're like me, you don't care about actors or movies that are coming out next year, if you don't really care, give that much, importance to it, you'll be fine. Jaws 50th anniversary. I want to congratulate Steven Spielberg and Richard Dreyfuss. Amazing. I might have to go watch it a little later. See you guys later, my Padawans. I'm glad to be back. I know I haven't spoken about the video that I did a month ago, but I will. See you guys later, and may the Force be with you. Bye.